guys, it's your girl Fiery Moon, and I'm here to do, a counterpart reading. I have been getting, song channelings since yesterday. So I wasn't able to record. So in the time between yesterday and today, I have gotten 2 songs, and even as I was just sitting here, getting my decks out for this reading, I actually got another song. So the first 2 songs that I received were from the masculine to the feminine. And you guys already know the masculine can be a female, the feminine can be a male. You just have to know your situation. It doesn't have to be woman to man. Just, as I stress, know your story. If you guys had checked out my last reading, my counterpart reading, I did put a little disclaimer up because, I don't, want the information or these readings to seem like everyone is a counterpart, or you're on the twin flame journey. Some of us are and some of us are not. You have to know your situation and your story, for one. For 2, you have to know, like, if you're your situation and what you're doing in the connection. Most of the twin flame journey is you coming into union with yourself. Once you come into union with yourself, then, if it's part of your journey, you will align with, the other counterpart in the physical. But it doesn't always happen that way. So I just want to put that out. I will be putting that disclaimer on every video that I do, because I don't want people, to be like, oh, feeling like whether you like the video or you dislike the video, it's if it's not resonating, then it's it's not for you, and that's okay. You just have to accept that. It's no need to get upset or angry if the message is coming through is not for you. There are many different groups, many different paths, many different journeys, and everyone's journey isn't to come into union physically with their divine feminine or masculine. Like I said, most of the journey is you coming into union with yourself, your masculine and feminine energy. So just because you may not see it playing out physically with someone else doesn't mean that it's not happening within you. You may still have work to be done within yourself and bringing your masculine and feminine energy into balance within self. So with that being said, the 2 songs that I received were, the first one was Neo and Jeremiah, You to Love, which I got, yesterday morning. This is June 9th. It was a song that, I woke up with, but I only, had time to get out my daily oracle message. So I didn't record then. But then last night, I received Jagged Edge, Let's Get Married. I am gonna link, the songs, the videos in the description box. But you can take a listen to the song and just listen to the words, because the Neo song is basically saying, that the DM only wants, the divine feminine to love. And there's a part of the song where he says, he's never felt that feeling when you touch, like when he touches you. And even in my daily oracle message today, touch was coming up really strong in that reading. And then, I also received the Jagged Edge, Let's Get Married, which, the way that it came to me was, it kind of caught me off guard, because normally I'll wake up you know, when I wake up in the morning, I'll wake up with the song. But for it to hit me last night, it seemed like rather impulsive, because a lot of the DMs are, you know, choosing to communicate to, you know, the feminines via the 5D, you know. So you're getting songs, you may be seeing synchronicities, you may be having dreams, all of that good stuff. So, you know, you just have to, you know, take it for, you know, what it is as it pertains to your situation. And as I was, you know, like I said, sitting here getting the cards out, I just, because I'm like, you know, hold on, let me just stop for a second. I was like, both of these songs seem to be coming from the Divine Masculine. So when I sat down to do this reading, I'm like, well, it seems like he's like overloading the feminine. So when I pulled out the cards, I was like, I'm gonna see what the feminine is, you know, feeling, you know, as regards to music, because I have a new deck, and it is called Love on the Record. It's a love oracle deck, and it's actually who's it by? Crystal Banner. And you know, I love this deck, and I have been working with it, but I haven't used it on camera. So I'm like, dang, I got 2 songs from the masculine. Let's see what the feminine is. You know, let's see what song, you know, wants to come through for her, because a lot of my messages for the Counterpart Collectives come through in songs. And as I was sitting here, I just got Reunited by Peaches and Herb, or Herb, or, you know, Peaches and Herb. So I have my little notebook here of all the song channelings that I get, that prompts me to do, you know, the readings. And I've been getting them for, you know, almost a month now. They haven't been consistent, but to get, you know, 3 songs within 2 days, you know, there's obviously a message that needs to come through. So I did get the Reunited for, you know, the feminine, or, you know, at least while I was sitting here. So it may not even be from the feminine. It could just be the energy of the connection right now. So some of you, yes, you may be, you know, being reunited with your counterpart during this time. But, you know, we're going to jump right in and see what is going on, because one of the songs on here is Reunited. So, you know, I said we're going to see what song the divine feminine may want to reply with. And, you know, I'll get one of these cards as well, just for the energy of the connection overall. So we're going to jump right in and see, you know, what's going on. In regards to the counterparts. And what, you know, like I said, we'll get one for, you know, what the divine feminine is feeling, and then we'll get one for the connection overall, and then, you know, I'll start breaking it down to any additional messages that need to come through. But, you know, getting that, you know, let's get married, like there may even be like an impromptu, you know, proposal, something that may catch you off guard. You know, so let's just see what's going on. These cards are really small. But like I said, let's just see what's going on. And if you do buy this deck, the maker Crystal, there's also a playlist on Apple Music that she made, you know, with the songs that are on these cards, you know, a playlist. So you can go and listen to, you know, the songs if you need to. Like I said, the Reunited song is on here. But the other 2 songs I'm going to post down below, you know, for you to take a listen to, because they're both like they're both really good songs. I love the Neo and Jeremiah song, because he says, you know, I only want you to love. I don't want nobody else. And then, with the let's get married, like I said, it just the way it came, it was just like so impulsive and fast and, rash. So I was like, no, there's a message that needs to come through. And now that I have the time, I'm like, let's see what's going on. So hopefully this isn't too long. I know I've been talking, but I just like to make things clear. So we're gonna do one more, and then we'll see what's going on. So what song, or what's going on with the feminine? So right now, the song for the feminine says happily ever after, happiness, bliss, and a positive outlook. So this is the happily ever after by Case. So that's for the feminine. And what's the energy of the connection for both sides? So it's overtime. And who sings this song? Oh my God, I can't even think of the person that sings this song. But it says action, effort, and exhaustion. And while we're here, we might as well just get another one for the masculine. Give me one for the masculine. Oh, that's too many. Ooh. Give me less cards, please. Give me one for the masculine. What's going on with the masculine? Because for some of you, with that overtime coming out for the connection energy, it's like, this union is almost like long overdue. So for the masculine, we actually have, the resentment, and I believe that's by Beyonce. And it says wrong, discontent, and hard feelings. And I actually feel like the masculine is coming out of this energy, especially if you, as the feminine walked away from the connection. They could have felt like you left them out in the cold, but I feel like with this resentment, like, it could be resentment that they're harboring within themselves, or just resentment over, the things that they may have, done to you, in the connection overall. But we're gonna, see what's going on. I'm gonna start with the Kemper deck. And I'm gonna get, cards for the feminine, the masculine, and as well as the connection overall. So what's going on with the counterparts in regards to the song channelings that I've received and the energy surrounding the counterpart collective? Let's go. What's going on? So the bottom of the deck, we have the wealthy man. Which could, it's a 13, which breaks down to a 4, but it's also, 13, I see like a transformation. I almost feel like, the masculine energy may have matured. And then up under that, we have the mature woman, which could also speak to like the feminine energy within the masculine, where he's, maybe even leveled up in both, the masculine and feminine energy within the divine masculine himself. Because this wealthy man is kind of giving me, King of Pentacles vibes. Excuse me. But this, mature woman energy up under it, I just feel like, like in a way, the feminine, or excuse me, the masculine is now, almost ready to, step to this mature woman, which could, represent the feminine. It doesn't, typically, for any other reading, it could represent, like a maternal figure or, just, an elder feminine energy. But I just feel like it's almost like he's ready to step in and like be your complement, even though there is a mature man. He may even be feeling, more elevated than that as well. But let's see what comes out. Give me one for the masculine, or just seeking that, mature feminine energy. Or this resentment could be, in regards to a mother figure. Okay, so for the masculine, we have community and courtship. And I'm feeling like, especially with resentment being out here, like the masculine could be feeling, some resentment on, maybe holding on to the views if that mature woman is like a maternal figure in their life, worried about how their connection with you would have looked to like their friends and family, and, kind of resenting that, feeling that way. Not resenting the connection, but just resenting, maybe the thoughts that he had around, how it would look to, the community around him. And it almost feels like, something was taken from him. Like something was, like I feel like he was robbed of, going after, the connection that he truly wanted based on, like the opinions of others. For some of you, if this is in regards to a karmic energy, like if they are, with a karmic partner right now, this could also, it could have just been, something for show, to be honest, and they may be, finding out about something that may have been taken from them, because under thief we have house, so it could be in regards to, it doesn't have to be a karmic partner. It could have been a job, it could have been, friends, whatever, because this community card is there. But let's look at the divine feminine. So for the divine feminine, we have the Lovers and a message. So the divine feminine may be, actually, you may be receiving a message from your counterpart, some type of, communication. Or an offer with gift at the bottom. Because I feel like with false person up under gift, like the divine masculine is, has stepped into, his divine energy. Where before, he could have been, wearing a mask, or, something being hiding, what he really, felt for you with that false person and gift. But let's see, because for the feminine, with happily ever after, like I said, is bliss, happiness, and a positive outlook. It's like the feminine is in a positive space right now in regards to the connection. We're gonna, see what that message is about when I clarify with the tarot. But what's going on with the overall connection? So we have the main male and imprisonment. So it's like the masculine may still be, feeling stuck because that overtime card says action, effort, and exhaustion. If the masculine is still stuck in a karmic cycle, it's almost like with great fortune at the bottom, I'm feeling like, it's due for him to come out of this, stuck state, this imprisonment. Because it's almost like there's gonna be a change in, circumstance as it pertains to the masculine. Like the masculine could be, just be feeling, overwhelmed, bogged down, especially with poverty here. But there could be, some unexpected, change or, a sudden shift to get him out of this stuck state. Because it's almost like even with the main male energy, just looking at the card, he looks like, very aware. And especially with the two lights behind the head, it's like he's ready to almost come out of this stuck state. Sorry about the glare, guys. Alright, so let's see what the tarot has to say. Two cards I seen just taking them out the box was the Eight of Wands and the Empress. So there's that communication that may be coming in towards the divine feminine. But we're gonna see what's going on. energy spread. What's going on with the counterpart colors? Look at this. Like I said, I feel like the masculine is, has that awareness. And, the divine feminine, you're in that Queen of Swords energy. You're open. And you guys know the Queen of Swords doesn't take any crap. I don't think that you see this, coming in. I think you're just, in a way, just loving on yourself, continuing to show yourself love. So, bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Swords, which is, a thinking energy, a planning energy. I think it, it feels like it is the masculine in this Four of Swords energy. And then the Four of Wands is like planning, the Four of Wands is looked at as, the counterpart card, the twin flame card. It's looked at as union. So planning, some communication around that with the Page of Wands. So let's see, what's the community card? Here's that resentment. Pushed away, the offer possibly from you, divine feminine. Being worried about, how things may have looked. And I say that again because we have the Nine of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, which, is pre-Empress status. More for community. Yep. Now we got the Lovers out here twice. And the Four of Cups with the Lovers is, like rejecting that, that divine connection. And it could have been a rash decision that was made on the masculine's part with the Knight of Swords. But now, he's looking back over it and seeing with the Seven of Pentacles and the Five of Swords how, it was just, ego on his part, worried about how things looked. Let's take a look at Courtship. So we have the Six of Wands. So for some of you, this could be, like I said, a karmic relationship that they're in, that they're, wanting to move out of with the Six of Swords and head towards, this new beginning with the Divine Feminine. The Ace of Wands and, the Nine of Pentacles. Or this could be them, moving and finally, moving forward out of a karmic cycle to you know, stand in their own independence as well. But let's see what else comes out with courtship. Oh, it was only 2. I thought it was more than that, but we'll take them. Yeah, so we also have the 5 of Pentacles and the Judgment card. So this all speaks to, you know, exactly what, you know, that resentment card that came out, feeling, you know, lost or left out in the cold if you walked away from them because they were in a karmic cycle. But now with Judgment here, it's like they're being guided to go ahead and, you know, move out of this karmic cycle. And it's almost like they're ready to like run off into this new beginning. With the 7 of Swords. Or, you know, they could have ran it, you know, it's almost like, how can I put it? For some of you, they are harboring resentment towards you because they feel like you just ran off and left them out in the cold, you know, but you went, if that's the case for you, you know, you were like almost divinely guided to, you know, continue on your path. And it wasn't like you ran away, it's like you kind of just had to do what was best for you. And, you know, you went off into, you know, creating a new stable foundation for yourself. But they could feel like you just, like you left them out in the cold, where you could have been the chaser. It's like the roles have reversed. So let's look at the Lovers for the feminine. Why is the Lovers here for the feminine? Like I said, you went off as this Queen of Wands, you know, standing in your power. Hold on, these cards. And, you know, you headed after, you know, your new beginning as the Fool. And it may have, you know, caused a Tower moment for them. You know, coming into that realization, like, you're doing what's best for you. Tell me about the Lovers. Exactly what I said. You went and, you know, it's like you took your power back in regards to the connection and went after, you know, your happiness. With the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Cups. And now here, you know, is that offer coming in from the masculine. What's this message? We have out the Page of Cups, which for some of you, this message is, you know, the Page of Cups is looked at as an apology. What's this message? It's too many. And I don't think that you see this coming. Like I said, we actually have the Queen of Swords out here. So I don't think you know, you see this apology coming. Because your back is turned to all of this, where you're forward focused. But it could also be, you know, a message of, you know, coming back and building together. And like I say, it may catch you off guard, but it's almost like divine timing. With the Knight of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. So tell me about the main male for the energy, overall energy of the connection with this overtime. Tell me about the main male. Yeah, like I said, I believe, you know, we got the Queen of Cups out here for the main male. Like I said, this could be, like, I already feel like there's an awareness, and it could be for the masculine, the awareness of, you know, the feminine energy within himself, and realizing, you know, and even taking a deeper look at, you know, the emotional value of this connection, seeing it as something, you know, that is, you know, that can be something solid, where you guys can come together, you know. Let me get another one. Give me another one for the main male. Tell me about the main male. Ooh, that was a lot. So we have out the Chariot, the Three of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. Yeah, so I think the masculine is ready to move forward as the Chariot, to bring on, you know, like the Three of Cups could be this reconciliation, because they've almost acknowledged the feminine energy within them, and it's causing them to want to take action and also communicate, as this King of Wands with the Eight of Pentacles, because he's looking back over this energy. And then at the bottom of the deck, like, they're ready to, you know, walk away from anything of the past that was no longer serving, you know, him. Because we have the 4 to the 3, which is the Ace of Cups, which is what this Queen of Cups is looking over. Then we have, from the 3 to the 8 is the 5, which would be this resentment. And from the 8 to the 9 is, you know, an ace as well. So that's what could be, you know, coming towards the feminine energy. And it could be very fast, because it's like now with the new, look at this, with the new awareness, the masculine has, you know, gained the strength and courage to, you know, come towards you and bringing along the Ace of Cups. Because they're seeing now, like, the energy of, you know, they may be a little hesitant, but they're realizing, you know, the burden of what they're carrying, and even the confusion or illusion they were in, that caused them to, like, almost shy away from you. Emotionally, it's gotten too heavy. So it's like they were almost forced to go into this Queen of Cups energy and look at their emotions, you know, examine them further. And now ready to put in the work as the Eight of Pentacles and move the connection forward as the Six of Wands. So let's look at imprisonment. about imprisonment. Yep, like I just said, they're having, you know, the enlightenment needed. Look at this. The sun, it's like they're breaking free, because now they have the enlightenment of, you know, the new beginning that is to be had with you. Because the Hermit was at the bottom of the deck. And it's something, you know, this offer or whatever, this communication is something that they have been, you know, thinking about. It's been on their, you know, on their mind, because now with the Hermit, they, you know, went within. And now they're ready to come in and collaborate. Like I say, and look, and, you know, suddenly you just, you know, come in with, like, communication in regards to, you know, a commitment with the Knight of Swords and the Hierophant. So I'm going to get one advice card for the masculine. What's the advice card for the masculine? One advice card for the masculine. So we have judication, which is, you know, it speaks to an energy of, you know, just the masculine making the decision to just go ahead and move forward. We have the Great Fortune at the bottom again. Going after, you know, deciding to go after, you know, something that, you know, was right, you know, is rightfully theirs. I feel like the Justice card with that judication. This judication. Look. We got the King of Cups. And the Hierophant. And this is, you know, a balancing out emotionally between, you know, the masculine and feminine energy within the masculine. They're both on the same level. I feel like, you know, the feminine has already done that by you going off on, you know, your journey. And give me an advice card for the feminine. Okay. Advice card for the feminine. Distant horizons. With occupation at the bottom. So yeah, it's like this is coming in for you, and what it's really saying is, you know, to keep doing what you're doing. It's like, because you know, you're focused on, you know, what you have going on work-wise. This distant horizon. It's almost just like this is just to, it feels like to prepare you for whatever this communication may be. The only suggestion I would have for the feminine is, if, you know, being in this Queen of Swords energy, you know, just be easy. That's too many. You know, just watch your words and allow, you know, the masculine to come out and do whatever it is, you know, and say whatever it is that needs to be said. Because with the distant horizons, we have the Empress, like I said, which is the divine feminine energy. And it's almost like with the Seven of Wands at the bottom, like just protect your, you know, your, almost like your divinity. Protect the work, the hard work that you've done, but don't be so, I almost want to say, so stern. And, you know, just make sure you keep your boundaries with that. Make sure you just keep your boundaries, you know. Yep. Because you may not trust it with the Seven of Swords at the bottom of the deck. But I believe, like, because the energy that the masculine may come to you in may be a little immature. So it's like you're questioning this new beginning, and it's almost like, how can I put it? You're questioning this new beginning. You know, you don't trust it. Especially with the Seven of Cups, you're like maybe even trying to figure out, like, what is it this time? Or is it going to be the same this time? And it's like, allow the masculine to, like, show and prove with the Eight of Pentacles. And just use your intuition as the High Priestess. Alright, so that is the reading. As always, I thank you for tuning in with me. And I will see you guys all on the next one. We'll see, you know, the channelings come through, I guess, you know, as they need to. But it was like they wouldn't let me rest. It was like, you know, normally when I get the song, I try to, you know, record so that I don't lose it. That's why I started writing them down. But ultimately, you know, they were like, it was a message that, you know, needed to get out to the feminine. So there you have it. All right. So again, like I say, I thank you for tuning in with me. And I will see you guys all on the next one. All right. Later.